Welcome to Charts This Week. My name's David Linton. I run Updata. And well, what a week it's been last week on markets. It's been quite something. We've obviously had markets falling quite dramatically towards the end of the week, really crossing the cloud for the first time. So this daily cloud on the S&P 500 has been crossed. So it's pretty safe to say that this rally that we've had is now heading into a territory where we're going to retrace quite a bit of this rally. So we've now got pretty conclusively a cloud cross. Only a bounce back above the cloud would save us now, but the price has really come through on the cloud, so quite a serious effect there. And the weekly chart, which has been our roadmap, the big question now is, are we through the cloud and are we going to find support? We could fall all the way back down to sort of 950 on the S&P and find support and still have made a cloud cross before then recovering and going higher. Or is this just a temporary breach and are we going to make new lows? It's probably a bit hard to say that we're going to see new lows on the market, but certainly a good deal of this rally is now going to be retraced. And if we look at the point and figure chart, this is the 10 by 3 point and figure chart on the S&P 500. The downside targets, 820, 880, which were given back at 1200, were met and exceeded. But then we've had upside targets. We've had a cross into a bullish trend here. The upside target 1130 was slightly exceeded, which is quite good bullish news from the longer term picture. And even we've still got a 1270 target that's there. And the chart is finding support. But if we fall much further than what we fell last week on the S&P this week, then we would start to see new sell signals on this chart. But the longer term picture is still a bullish one. And then if we look at the shorter term chart, the 5 by 3, this starts to show that we do have a downside target now of 925 on the S&P. It is a counter trend target, and we do still have quite a lot of upside targets here. So it's still a bit early to say that we would come all the way back to this level, but this target is now hanging over us, made and activated. It was activated last week, so 925 is the downside. So 950, 925, these are the levels where we're seeing the potential for the market to go. The one signal we could take if we felt that there was a chance that the market was going to bounce back, it's the 60-minute chart on the cloud chart that we'd be looking at, and at the moment that would mean the price getting through about 1080. So really, it would not be really worth taking a bet on the market rising again until we see a cross on this 60-minute chart. And then if we look at the FTSE, very similar picture. We found support on the cloud previously. We've found support with the price on the cloud. But this last week, the lagging line, again, is through. The price is clearly through. It's really the first signs of a trend deterioration. It's probably quite a while before we take out this high again, is my guess from this chart. So bearish on the FTSE. And again, if we look at the weekly chart of the FTSE, one of the sort of rules of thumb is the Fibonacci retracements. You'd normally expect, this is a weekly chart, you'd normally expect half this rally to be undone. So that sort of takes you back to around the support level. The 50% mark is 4,500 on the FTSE, and the 38.2% is 4,783. It looks like we're going to test one or two of these levels now. So these are the sort of levels to watch for support to be found. And then if we look at the point and figure chart again, we did have upside targets, but we've got a downside target. The 4,500 area is probably the place for the FTSE. And then if we look at the German DAX, a similar picture. We've got a downside target of 4,650. We're still in an uptrend on this chart, but we are now starting to get some downside targets. So this is indicating maybe that the start of a new trend will emerge. It's still too early to say, but these downside targets are worrying. One chart that's not going down is the Eurobond. So this is the Bund future. And here we are breaking to new highs on this chart. And in fact, the targets on the Bund are at 127, 133 even. There's a point and figure target. So it looks like we're going to take out this 2009 high and go quite a bit higher on the Bund. So that's quite an interesting chart. And then last week we looked at gold. We said that gold would sell off. It has come off quite a bit. It's at about 1066 is where it closed last week. And really expect to see that it finds support just below this 1,000 mark. We've got downside targets to 950 on gold, so we think we're probably going to go back through the 1,000 level to find support, but this is still very much a bullish chart. Now that's it for this week. Remember, I'm always happy to cover anything you like. Just email us at Updata and we'll do our best to cover it. Until next week, happy charting. See you then.